morning. As board chairperson, I'm Linda Shimon. I'm calling the December 17th, 2018 meeting of the Prescott Valley Board of Adjustment to order. For the information of the public, the Board of Adjustment is an impartial body made up of residents of the town of Prescott Valley who volunteer their time and efforts and are guided by state and local rules and regulations. When you address the board, please state your name and address for the record. Only one person may speak at a time, and all remarks must be addressed to the board as the whole. I would like to acknowledge town staff members present: Fernando Gonzalez, Code Enforcement Supervisor, and Christy Jones, Administrative Support. Ms. Jones, would you call the roll, please?
Chairperson Shimon.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Johnson.
Here.
Member Corrigan.
Here.
Member Smith.
Here.
Member Brower.
Here.
We go next to the approval of the September 24th, 2018 minutes. Are there any changes or modifications to the minutes? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted?
So moved. Second.
May we have a voice call vote?
Chairperson Shimon.
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Johnson.
I was not here, so I have to abstain from the...
Member Corrigan.
Yes.
Member Smith.
Yes.
Member Brower.
I will abstain.
Are there any announcements from staff or board members?
There is one. I would like to introduce Glenn Brower, our new board member. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I will now read into the record the first item on our agenda, V18-003. Upon the application of the Town of Prescott Valley, agent for the property owners along Sunset Lane between Pine View Drive and Starlight Drive with an abutting exterior side yard, a request for a variance to encroach 5 feet into the required exterior side yard setbacks for the placement of 6-foot fences as described per section 1321-060C3 of the Town of Prescott Valley zoning ordinance. The subject properties are located in Lynx Wagon Estates on Sunset Lane between Pine View Drive and Starlight Drive. Mr. Gonzalez, may we ask for the staff presentation, please?
Yes, thank you. The subject properties are located within the R1L residential single-family limit zoning district. Those properties enjoy a density district of 18th, which require a 15-foot setback for any fence, structure, accessory structure 6 feet in height. The subject properties, again, enjoy that setback because of the density district, because of the size of the lots that are in there. They're half acre and acre, and they're the only or the very few properties within the town of Prescott Valley, and they all reside in Lynx Lakes Estates that enjoy that, the 18 density district because of the size of the lots. The variance request today for the 5-foot setback is actually due to a road improvement that they're doing along Sunset Drive. It's the town of Prescott Valley is partnering with Yavapai County in order to widen curb, gutter, sidewalk that's going to be placed along there. They're doing that is because of the uniqueness of that area, that it's actually a articular line, I hope I pronounced that right, between Glassford Hill and Prescott East Highway. That's actually a very traveled road. The Yavapai County is taking care of their portion of it up to Yavapai. The town of Prescott Valley is doing theirs between Pine View and Sunset Lane. The reason we're asking for this variance is because the town of Prescott Valley, as we're going through there and doing these improvements, we are going to require that the fences that are existing now be removed and taken away. We will be compensating the property owners for the fences that we do remove from that property or that area, but it will be their responsibility to come back to the town and acquire permits in order to replace those fences. We aren't requiring them to replace them, but we are paying for those fences for them to do it at their leisure or in the future if they choose to do so. The facts are simply, the property owners along Sunset Drive didn't request this, not something that they're particularly happy about, but it is something that's required for the town in order to do those improvements. We're asking for easements to go through there. Some of the fences probably won't make it through the construction portion of it. I don't know if you've all gone out there. Some of them are leaning, some are different configurations. So that's why we're asking for that 5-foot encroachment into the property, because it's not a self-imposed hardship, something that we're requiring them to do. We're requiring to go in there, and we need to be able to get in there and do these improvements. All of the improvements will be in the public right-of-way, but they will butt right up to the property line. No property will be taken from the property owners, but there will be temporary easements required on the sides for us to go and do the construction portion of it, and that's why we're removing the fences that are on there now. Due to these facts, town is recommending approval of V18003 under the following conditions: that the property owners come back after and get a permit in order to replace any fences that have been taken out of there. That's all I have. I also have with me, I apologize, Francisco with the town, and he's actually the engineer that's in charge of this project, and he can give you technical information if you need it. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Gonzalez from board members?
Yeah, I drove down there, and it looks like a lot of those fences are masonry units. Am I correct?
That is correct. A lot of them are masonry.
And we're removing them ourselves, and then they have to put them back up again if they were so wish. Is that
That is true. We're removing them, and we're paying them for those fences. We're compensating them for every fence that we take down. And yes,
Yeah, it's pretty elaborate
Yes,
stuff, some of them.
yes, that is true.
I'm sure they're not happy.
No, staff has actually had conversations with all of the property owners in regards to this project moving forward. I understand from speaking to Francisco, and he can answer some of those questions. Yes, you're right, some of them are not happy with the project and with the setbacks, but some of them are willing to live with the 10-foot if the board decides to grant them that 5-foot encroachment.
I have one question. So basically, their fences are going to be moving 5 foot into their property.
It'll be 10-foot. There's a 15-foot
But
requirement.
from where most of them are already, though, I mean, they're moving 10 foot?
Well, if the board grants the variance, it would be 10-foot. If not, it'll be 15.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Gonzalez?
Mr. Gonzalez,
Yes.
are the fences that are there now, are they non-conforming under our present zoning ordinance?
Under our present ordinance, yes, they are non-conforming.
Okay, so that's why to replace them, then you need the variance this time.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood that.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman,
Sir?
you mentioned that you're looking at the right-of-way, the original right-of-way is 50 feet. What we have now, and I think I brought this question to you before,
Sure.
is that the city didn't do a eminent domain process to eliminate some of the property to allow for the 50-foot right-of-way. Is that correct?
That is correct. We are not at this time moving forward. And again, in conversation with the person in charge, he spoke with Larry, our town manager, and he was against doing that.
Okay. My next question would be then that when you're completely doing sidewalks, curbs, and gutters, isn't there a requirement for street lighting?
Francisco can answer that question if it's okay with the staff, or the board.
Good evening, Board. Francisco Miramontes, engineer with the town in the Public Works Department. We are including streetlights at each intersection as part of the project. There will be one corner that is illuminated by a streetlight. That is part of the project scope.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My final question is that I seen that the city is the applicant. The city is the agent representing the homeowners and property owners. Is that a little bit unusual? Can the city both? Matter of fact, the city is appealing the city ordinance is what is happening.
And I had that conversation as well with our legal department, and yes, we have actually done that in the past, and it is common for us to do that. We have the ability to ask the board for guidance or variance or anything in behalf of our residents or the town of Prescott Valley. We've come before the board in the past and asked for interpretations of our own code, just to make sure that we're interpreting it correctly, and we've asked this through the board itself as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions from board members? At this point, I will open the discussion to the public. Anyone who would like to speak to this matter may step forward. Seeing no one, we are closing the discussion to the public and returning the item to the board for discussion. Members, have we any discussion? All right, I would then call for a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the variance requested by the town of Prescott Valley.
I would second that.
May we have a roll call vote, please?
Member Brower?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
Member Corrigan?
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Johnson?
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes. The motion is passed. Okay, thank you. There being no further business, I'll accept a motion to adjourn the meeting, followed by a voice vote.
So moved.
Second.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Johnson?
Yes.
Member Corrigan?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
Member Brower?
Yes.
This meeting is adjourned.
Merry Christmas.